Hello everybody, Axis here with another episode of Hearthstone Deckmaker. And as I promised, this time we doing Murloc. Before I move here, I actually wanna mention one thing. If you do Murloc deck, I personally recommend don't follow these recipes. They're pretty bad, I think. Like really bad. I mean, this is supposed to be Murloc deck, so Vita is this card, and there is, well, actually it's no longer here, but there used to be another card which have nothing to do with Murlocs. But yeah, I'm confident to say like my deck is better than this. So Murlocs. Shaman Murlocs. As I said, the Paladin is probably best class for Murloc. I don't know why he's associated with Murloc, but he is, so whatever. But I really don't want to play with him because I don't like him that much. But I think Shaman is just as good. Sometimes it could be even better. So how this deck functions? Honestly, I don't think I really don't need to explain how this deck functions because it's pretty much standard stuff. There is, let's put it simply, there is bunch of Murlocs cards here, but there's few cards which actually deserve a little bit of explanation. First, we have a Brenn's Burnbeard. He is here for a very simple reason, and that is like there is actually many Murlocs card who has a Battle Cry. There is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not this one. That's like 10. So yeah, there's like 10 of Murloc cards, which by itself actually make like his presence make in this deck makes sense. Like it's not a Murloc card, but when it's used well, then it's really definitely can be beneficial. I also have this card here, Mistcaller, because a big weakness of the Murloc deck is they have most of them. They have really low health, as you can see. That is like 2, 2, 2, 1, 1. Some of them have 3, which is a late addition, which is specifically this card and this card, which this one is actually 2. So, as I said, even the most resilient Murlocs really don't have too many. So, being able to improve their stats and specifically the health is really, it's probably a really good idea. And I think it's can be even more beneficial if I'm able to combine this card with the Muradin, because he has 4 health, so he also can die really quickly. But even if I be able like combine him just Bren, I mean Bren, not Muradin. This is also one of the Bronzebeard, but yeah, Bren. If I be able just combine this card and this card, then it's really useful because all cards in my deck get +2/+2. That alone, like this card is not directly interacting with Murlocs, but it's interacting with everything, which is great. Speaking of everything, obviously everything is awesome. I actually have Neptunian. I don't actually know too many people who play this card, and this card is really good for Murloc deck, to be perfectly honest. The big problem with the Murloc decks they're really aggressive, really fast, and a big weakness of Murloc deck is you can like throw many Murlocs on the battlefield and you have empty hand really quickly. Fortunately, there is some new cards which can help to deal with this problem, and it's not nearly bad as it used to be. In fact, it's pretty solid. First, I have Unite Murloc. I mean, yeah, I need to play 10 Murlocs, which with this deck is really easy to do. Then we have also this card, which gives me another Murloc, which is always great thing. I have another card, which is class specific card, which Paladin don't have, and I'm pretty sure he wished to have it, but he didn't. So that's this card, which can give me more Murloc, because as I said, they can die pretty quickly, but even if they do, at least I get a quick replacement. Plus, this is one of the few rare examples of Murloc card with 5 hit points, so he can take a hit or two, which is a good thing. And of course, we have Neptunion, who give me like another one, and this quest, of course, basically give me Megafin, who by itself is like 8 Murlocs, which by itself is pretty awesome. And he completely refill my hand with the Murlocs, which means if I use all Murloc in my hand, I get really fast replacement, and it's definitely show up. On top of that, I have actually good chance to get some of the Paladin's card, because it's actually applied on this card as well, which is good, because as I said, Paladins are pretty broken with Murloc and then have some really good card. Unfortunately, this card gives me at least a chance to get one of those cards, so hopefully that's happened. Really good card here is this thing, and there is actually another card, which is this thing, which not long ago, previous version of this deck, which I don't think I actually record ever, I used to have Bloodlust, which is pretty good card for a Murloc deck, but I think this card is even better. Although it's a little unpredictable, but it's still pretty good. Because unlike Bloodlust, this card giving me permanent bonuses, so that is pretty good. So yeah, other than that, like, this deck is pretty standard stuff. As I said, I have Bronzebeard because there is quite a few Battlecry cards. Not all of them is actually those other cards, which are those non-Murloc cards in this deck, are, I believe, all of them also Battlecry. This is Battlecry, this is Battlecry, and this is also Battlecry. So if I be able like combine some of these, I can add up twice, which is pretty sweet. Or get +2/+2, or get 8 Murlocs. Really good card. I can almost say this is probably the most strongest deck which I have disposal. But Heavy Defense Warrior, which I showed in a previous episode, is pretty close. But this is only because like Murlocs are generally like completely broken. Because like this deck is pretty ridiculous. Like, it's so easy win with this deck. So yeah. So that is my Murloc Shaman, and I'm even dare to say this deck reach almost state of perfection. Almost. Let me do one thing, and I want to actually talk about another thing, and that is there are some Murloc cards which I don't have here. I want to explain why, because I'm pretty sure somebody can ask. First, we have Murloc Totems, which it's not a bad card. I don't think it's bad card. It's actually good, but 1/1 Murlocs really doesn't seem to be like too big deal, and somehow I feel I can have like cards which are much better for this price. I really don't know which card I supposed to like throw away if I want to replace with this one, so I just don't think this card is that great. It's definitely useful if you don't have anything better, but you probably have, so yeah. There is another card. Okay, this card. This Murloc is really good. As I said, a big weakness of Murloc is low damage. This is one of the rare examples where certainly have 3 hit points, which for 1 cost Murloc is pretty impressive. Reason why I don't want to have this card is, as I said before, there are some Murlocs card which can give me some randomly generated Murlocs, and by that I mean few specific cards. Give me a sec. What I mean is this card. Also, this card, no. Where is it? Well, I mean Neptunion. I don't really wanna looking for it. It is the quest. It is Murloc quest. It is Neptunion, and it is this card. So this card can give me some randomly generated Murloc, and there is a one card, one paladin card. To be more specific, it is this card. So because I get some randomly generated card, there is a chance I may get this card, which will be absolutely best option for this deck. And if I keep Surfinly in my deck, there is actually a chance I may need to play Murloc, which can accidentally replace the hero skill like this one for a new from Surfinly. Basically prevent it for sake of preventing. I basically don't pick Surfinly, even if I want him in the deck, but unfortunately, I mean, there is still chance I can get him from that card, so the risk is always here. Yeah, another card which I wanna talk about, which isn't in this deck, is this card. The reason why I don't have this card in my deck is I don't have this card for exactly same reason why I do have like Burn here, because he can summon 2 Murlocs for my deck, which is good. The problem here, as I said, many Murlocs card here have a Battle Cry effect. And if he just pull them from a card, that means I probably lose that Battle Cry, which isn't something which I like. So I think this card is not necessarily best card for a Murloc, and in fact I think it's pretty bad. It has steal, and if I be like able to summon 2 non-Battle Cry cards, that would be great. But because it is, then no, I don't want this card. Another card which is not here, which some people may ask, why do you don't have this card, is this card. This card, basically, I don't have this card simply because I don't think this card is that good. I mean, on a first look, it looks like this card is pretty powerful, but keep in mind one thing. Basically, what this card do is basically have a stats like 2 crystals Murloc cards, which really isn't that much, and you pay rest of the price for dealing that 2 damage, which is similar like if you have mage and you play Arcane Explosion twice. It do exact same damage, and it do it costs exactly same mana, except Arcane damage do damage only to your enemies, but this card do the damage to everyone who is not Murloc, which mean this card is absolutely useless if you play Murloc versus Murlocs. That's the first problem. And a second, there is few non-Murlocs cards which take unnecessary damage, including this one, and especially with this one it will be like really bad, because the effect is Battle Cry, and he basically double battle cry, which means if I have Brandborn Weird and then I play this card, it's automatically and 100% immediately destroy him, which is really not a good thing. That is really not something which I want. On top of that, 2 damage for everyone, it's really not that much amazing, especially for 4 crystals. If you realize, if we talk about spell, then I would say like yes, it's like 2 arcane explosion basically smashed together. But keep in mind, this is not normal damage. This is damage to all non-Murlocs minions, which usually, if you have some sort of restriction, then that restriction is typically compensated by some little more powerful effect. If I can give you like really good example of this, then I need to switch for another deck. Well, actually I don't have this card in any deck. I need to go here. Okay, here. We have a similar card with similar effect. You deal 5 damage to all minion except dragons for 6 mana. That is pretty good. I mean, you basically have like 5 damage to everyone on the board for 6 mana. That is pretty good. That is pretty powerful. However, because this do damage to everyone except the dragons, that's the reason why this spell is so efficient. Which means if you play non-dragon deck, this spell can be not as great. And because a reason why it's great is because I have this restriction. With this card, however, with where is this card again? Damn it! With this card, however, you have same restriction, except instead of dragons, it's Murlocs. But here you basically pay. With the previous card, you have 5 damage for 6 mana, and here you have only 2 damage, but for 4 mana. That really isn't too good. That is actually pretty bad. I mean, this card can be really good sometimes. Plus 2 damage really isn't that much. I mean, any like more powerful, more resilient card can easily survive this. So I don't think this card is like super great, and that's the reason why this card isn't in this deck. I think that's probably everything which I wanna say about this deck. Yes, I think I'm good. Okay, so yeah, so this is how this deck functions. This is why certain cards are here and why certain cards are not here. As you can see, a Murloc deck, even with this really like straightforward philosophy and effect, it's still a little more than just put bunch of Murlocs together. You still have things to do. You can still polish your deck, and you still can do your decks better and better, which is something which I'm really trying here. And I really am confident to say this deck is probably one of the best decks which I have, if not the best. I mean in terms of strong, but this is only because Murlocs are in general overpowered. Just like Beast for Hunter. But I get once for a while a quest do like something with Murlocs, and my philosophy is like, well, if I must do a quest and like reward for these Murlocs quests are usually pretty good, then I wanna be able to do this much efficiently as possible. And also I believe, no, I didn't get this quest from the deck. So yeah, so no more talking, let's jump finally into some action, and you can see how well this deck worked, and believe me, it worked pretty good. So let's do this. And we have a paladin here. So there is actually high chance there will be Murlocs versus Murloc fight. So we can find out which Murloc is the best. Who will win? And you better shut up. You have no cards. Well, that's great. That's great opportunity for me. So we open up with the quest, obviously. This is not good. Okay, this Murloc is lost. But I don't have anything else to play, so I really have no choice. Of course, this is what he do. But that's okay, I still have... what is excellent, this card actually... It's count like 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. This card actually helped with the quest a lot. And I have like another one right here. So he can destroy all of them if he play purple card, which he didn't. But that's okay. Well, that is unfortunate. Let's see. I could play this or this. Let's see. Okay, that's good actually. So we can hold back a little bit. Hmm. Okay, what now? Oh, and quest is already finished. That's nice, so that's basically a guarantee I have supply of Murlocs for a really long time. Let's see, if I can do this, probably. I'm pretty sure I lose this card in the next turn, but that's okay. I have 2 cards here. I'd be really surprised if he don't attack this thing. I mean, that's the best thing which he can do right now. Yes, and he did. Well, that sucks. So, what now? Should I do Evolve or should I do this? I think I go with this, actually. So, let's see. I lose to Murloc in the process. That's unfortunate. I should be probably a little more offensive, but there is some cards which are a little tricky. Can I do this and this? No, I don't have enough mana. I need 9 mana for this. And I have... Ah, god damn it. That's so good. I don't need to play this immediately. In fact, that is like the worst thing which I can do right now. Oh, come on. That actually wasn't the smartest thing which you can do, sir. That is 4. I guess I can do this one. Can I? That's the question. That's probably not the best thing to do. I'll go with this one. And we continuing a phase. Come on, this thing again. Okay. I can do this, this, and we are really close to win this, and we did win. So yeah, it wasn't actually the most smoothest game, but I still win. So let's do another one. And we have a priest. I think this is possible. No, I really don't want to play this thing on the first turn. That is usually... Well, this is more like it. Shut up! That's the reason why I'm turning this off, because people doing these stupid things all the time. Like, it is first turn, I didn't do anything, and he's like, wow. What the hell? Why do you wow? Why do you saying wow? I didn't do anything. It's just start of the round, for God's sake. Ugh. I wish if this feature would be able to done like on purpose. I'm curious if I do this, like, did he notice? He probably spamming some stupid, like, come on, seriously. I know there are people who doing this on purpose, like he wait on the last moment and then he just go. Or do you really didn't? No, he didn't. Well, sucks for you. Well, that looks like this will be probably really fast, I guess. Unless he like recovered, which seems to be a little unlikely. Okay, this is not fun at all. Okay, he recovered. That's unexpected. Little too late, I think, but you can have like some big troubles, so don't doing this sooner. Like you really asking for troubles, you really do. What exactly are you waiting for here? I think you can have one specific card here. And here we go again. Seriously? Like, why people even play Hearthstone if their internet connection is not good enough? Well, actually not almonds, but monos. Okay. And now he like clicking on minion like what the hell. That wasn't fun at all. But victory is still victory. Used to be my opportunity. Okay, let's do this one last time. Hopefully I can do something better than this. And now we have a done. I mean Gul'dan. Okay, it wasn't the best joke in the world, but I tried. Okay, so this one is definitely good. Help with the squads a lot. That's actually a really good starting set, to be honest. Unless one of these two die, which is actually really possible. We'll see. And you just don't talk at all. Because 90% of people saying absolute nonsense. They like you using this if enemy do something which like you like. This one if you wanna like congratulate him for he doing something good. This one in first round, obviously. This one you if you were like really well impressed. I would say like more than this. This if you doing mistake, and this time if you wanna do something which your opponent probably know. Like I using this one before final strike because I think it's really appropriate thing to say. Unfortunately, other people like have tendency to like click this like crazy. They were even doing this modern play. Come on, this again, really? Like this takes forever. Like many people doing this, they wait until the last moment and then they basically do. Because sometimes they, well, we will see. And I don't hesitate to use this against you. Like I show no mercy at all. Okay, this sucks. I think I picked this one. Really? Okay, so that really wasn't what I expected. So two previous matches was really bad, but the first one, well, was actually really successful. Not necessarily the best, but I mean, come on, this is Murlocs. There is like nothing else but a ghost straight on a face. This more, I usually don't like this strategy, but here with Murlocs, you can actually do it. Like sometimes I didn't because there are some cards which are generally really dangerous, but at the same time, I have been in a rare occasion where I have either enough to cards to do it, or temporarily boost for hit points, so I was able to survive this, which is something which you normally don't do with the Murloc deck, but this time it's actually worked. So yeah. Anyway, Murloc Shaman, like I said, I have really good results with this deck. It's really fast, really aggressive. You can almost say, compared to my heavy defense, which I showed previously, this is basically exactly opposite philosophy. Like these two classes like are opposite, mirror opposite each other, if that makes sense. But yeah, the previous and the match before it really wasn't too good because my opponent really don't do anything, which was really boring, and I guess I can do more, but honestly I don't think it's necessary, especially with Murloc, because Murlocs are really simple in terms of strategy. You really don't need like too much, there is not too much interaction. Besides, Murlocs give each other all kind of bonuses and benefits, and then you just go face, that's it. So yeah, so I don't know which Murloc, which deck I do next time. Okay, I know which I do next time. The next time there will be no new decks, but I have some improved versions of some old decks because I guess some new cards, and these cards are pretty sweet. There is obviously some decks, not specifically this one, which is kinda under construction, and this one is, well, this one I show eventually as well. But yeah, there is few more decks which I have planned for next episode. So next time we do either my Spell Priest, which is actually really interesting, or I do improved version of my Boost Paladin and improved version of my Necro Hunter. Because these two decks are pretty much same thing which I had them last time, but they've been heavily improved, especially Boost Paladin. Well, yeah, so that will be fun, hopefully. But for now, I'm done, and as always, thanks for your time, and I see you later.